Chapter 191. The rude Tubal-Cain is paralysed through Kisahel's willpower and taught politeness and truthfulness. When Tubal-Cain heard such firm words by Kisahel, he was a little frightened at first, for following his first impressions he had by far not credited the stranger with so much courage. Therefore, he stopped for a moment, but then he rallied again and said, smiling somewhat derisively, "Shouting like a bear, you want to change my will and make me your most obedient servant. Look, I can only laugh at that, you miserable mountain simpleton. If only I found it worth the trouble, I would let you at once feel the firmness of our hammers. But since the mighty lion does not bother catching gnats, which I have observed many a time every day with my 2 captive live animals, I, too, will not bother with such vermin. Understand this, ruffian, and now do what you like. I am leaving." Here Tubal-Cain made to leave, but his effort was in vain, for Kisahel's word and will out of me had paralysed the All-Master's feet to such an extent that he was totally unable to move even a single limb. When Tubal-Cain noticed this, he called on his father and said to him secretly and in great embarrassment, "Listen, what happened to me that I cannot move a foot? Advise and help me, or else I cut the most miserable, ridiculous figure before these uncouth mountain blockheads." Hereupon Lamech said to Tubal-Cain, "Have I not told you before? Beware lest the hammer become too heavy for you. Look, your father's prediction has come true. So take care how you will get along with these emissaries of the great God. I am not allowed to tell you more now, but this you may well know, namely, that it is not good to argue with those whose nod the elements obey. Now you know enough, and you personally almost too much. So see how you can make peace with him whom you showed the weight of your hammer." Here, Tubal-Cain was mightily taken aback and racked his brains about what he should do. Finally, he thought, if these so-called divine messengers could be tackled by force, my father Lamech, compared to whom I was and still am a gentle lamb, would surely have thoroughly applied it. But by the way he is talking now, it is clear that he, too, cannot beat them. "Oh, Father Lamech, only now do I understand you. You yourself are defeated." Yes, viewed from that standpoint, my hammer might well become somewhat too heavy for me, and it may here be advisable and better to resort to diplomacy, in the meantime yielding until the wind will blow from a different direction. This is what I will do, no matter what it may cost. Here he turned to Kisahel and said the following words to him. "Man from the mountains, can no reasonable word be exchanged with you? None that would be understandable and acceptable for the conciliation of my will with yours?" And Kisahel replied, "Oh, not only one, but a great many." but not for the reason you want to talk to me for. With me, everything is all earnest and all truth. My words and my actions issue from God's eternal order. Hence, if you want to talk to me successfully, you must talk out of full, inner earnest, and not for shrewd considerations, or your every word is in vain. Men of your own kind you may deceive, but men such as we are above this. For with the grace of God, they look into the hearts and know to an atom what is going on in the same. Wherefore, it is impossible to ensnare them by way of worldly shrewdness. Do you comprehend this? I tell you, understand it and ponder it thoroughly, for you will not leave this spot until you have rid your heart of all cunning. This heed and comprehend well. Amen.